Hi everyone, welcome to Live Blogger. In this video, I'll show you how to design an image gallery for your Blogger website. So first of all, let me show you how it works. We can see these images over here, and these are the images in our gallery. And here we have a larger view of how the image looks, and we also have some description of the image. And when we hover over these images, we can see we have this animation. And when we click on the next image, we can see that the image changes in the larger view, and we also have the description changing over here. So each of these images have different descriptions of their own, and it will be displayed over here. So this is what we're going to design in this video. So let's get started. As always, we'll start by writing our code in VS Code. So I have this empty project open called Gallery, and I also have this folder called Images where we have these images which we'll be using in our gallery. Alright, let's start by creating our index.html file, and we'll also create a style.css file, and we also need to write a little bit of JavaScript, so we'll create a JavaScript file. Alright, so let's start with the index.html file. In VS Code, we have emmet extension already installed, so we can just type exclamation and press tab. Alright, so we have this basic HTML5 code. Now let's link our CSS file. So we'll type link and press tab. Then we'll type style.css over here. And we'll also link our script file. So we'll type script src main.js. Now let me just maximize this window so that we can see our code clearly. So first of all, we'll create a division with a class of gallery container, and in that we'll have a heading, and we'll also give it a class of gallery heading, and we'll just type some heading over here. And then we'll have a division for the active image. So we'll create a division with a class of active image, and in that we'll have an image, and initially we'll be displaying the first image, so we'll just type images/1.jpg. And then we also need a division for the caption, so we'll create a division with a class of active caption, and we'll just add some lorem ipsum. Alright, that's it with the active image. Now let's create a division to contain all the images in our gallery. So we'll create a division with a class of gallery images, and in that we'll have a division with a class of gallery image, and in that we'll have the image and the caption. For the first gallery image, we'll have the first image from our images folder, so we'll just type img, and for the sources we'll type images/1.jpg, and then we will add a caption. So we'll just copy this from here and we'll paste it right here, and we'll just name the class image caption instead of active caption. Now to identify the different captions, we'll just name the first caption image1, and I will also copy this and paste it over here. Now I'll just copy this gallery image division 4 more times, and we'll just change the images to 2, and we'll also change the caption, and we'll change this to 3 and the caption. Alright, we are done with our HTML. Now let's go to our CSS and start styling this page. Before that, let's open this with live server. First of all, we'll set a maximum width of 700 for the gallery container. And we'll also give a margin of 16 pixels top and bottom, and 0 for left and right. Now let's style the active image. So we'll just type active image, and we'll give it a height of 400 pixels, and we'll also give it a margin bottom of 8 pixels. Now let's style the images inside the active image. So for the images, we will give it a width of 100% of the parent, and a height of 100% of the parent, and we'll also set the object fit to cover so that the image won't be distorted. Alright, now we'll style the active caption. So we'll just type active image, active caption, and we'll set the position to absolute, and we also need to set the position of the parent to relative so that it can position itself relative to the parent. So for the active image, we will set the position as relative, and we'll set the bottom as 0, and we'll also give a background color of black and a width of 100%, and we'll also give it a padding of 24 pixels and the color of the text to light gray. Now we can see that we have a little bit of extra width over here. That's because of the padding that we have over here. So if I just comment this, we can see that we have the correct width. So if you want to include the padding in the width as well, then you have to set the box sizing of the element as border box. So we'll type box sizing border box. So now we have the correct width. We'll also change the font to Roboto. Now we'll style the gallery images. So we'll type gallery images, and for the gallery images we will set the display to flex, and then for the gallery image, which is inside the gallery images, we will set the width to 200 pixels. We'll also set the height of the gallery images to 100 pixels. And now we'll style the images inside the gallery image. So we'll type gallery image img, and we'll set the height as 100% and the width as 100% of the container, and we'll also set the object fit to cover so that we have the correct proportions for the image, and we'll also set the cursor to pointer so that when we hover over this we have a different icon. Now we don't want to display the captions of the images over here in the gallery images. We want to show them only in our active image. So we'll just type gallery image caption, and we'll set the display to none. Now we need to have a little animation when we hover over these images. So for that we will type gallery image hover, and when we hover over the gallery image we want to have the animation happen to the image. So we'll type img over here, and we'll scale up the image a little. So we'll just type transform scale, and we'll set the scale to 1.2. And now when we hover over this we have this animation, but we also need to make some changes over here. In the gallery image we will set the overflow to hidden so that everything outside it won't be shown, and we'll also add a transition over here in the img, and we'll set a transition of 400 milliseconds so that we'll have this smooth animation. Alright, that's pretty much it with the styling. Now let's go to our main.js file, and let's add some code so that whenever we click on any of these images it will be displayed over here, and also the caption of the image will be displayed over here. So first of all we need to reference some things from our HTML. So we'll type const gallery images, and we'll type document.querySelector all, and we'll type gallery image. So this will select all the gallery images. Next we need to have the active image. So we'll type const active image, and we'll set it to document.querySelector active image, and then we also need the active caption. Now we need to add event listeners to all the gallery images so that when we click on any of the images we want to add that image to the active image, and we also want to add the caption of that image to the active caption. So we'll use a for each loop for that. So we'll type gallery images dot for each, and then here we have to create a callback function. So we have to name the argument, so we can name it anything. We'll just name it I, and we'll create an arrow function over here. Now this I will represent each of the gallery image. Let me just change this to image so that it will be more descriptive. Alright, so for each of the images we need to add event listeners. So we'll type image and dot add event listener for the click event, and we'll create a function over here. So whenever any of the images are clicked we want to get the source of the image and the caption of the image. So let's create a variable called image source, and we'll set it equal to image.querySelector, and here we will search for img.getAttribute, and we'll get the attribute called src where the source of the image is stored. And then we also need the image caption. So we'll type let image caption equals image dot query selector, and we will type image caption, and we'll get the HTML inside that. So we'll type inner HTML. So now we have the image source and the image caption. Now the only thing we need to do is add these to the active image and the active caption. So we'll type active image dot set attribute, and we want to set the src attribute, and we'll set the src attribute to the image source, and then we'll set the inner HTML of the active caption. So we'll type active caption dot inner HTML equals image caption. Alright, that's it with the JavaScript. Now let's check whether it works. So let's click on the second image, and we can see that the caption is changing but the image is not. So let's see what mistake we have made. And for the active image, we are selecting the active image division. So if you go to the HTML, we can see that this is the active image division, and in that we have the img. So we have to set the src of the img, not the division. So here, instead of active image, we have to type active image img. So this will select the img inside the active image, and then we can set the source over here. So now let's check whether it works. So we can see that the second image is being displayed, and we also have the caption. The third image, fourth, and the fifth, all images are working alright. So our gallery is working alright. Now let's copy this to our Blogger website. Here I am in the dashboard of my Blogger website. So let's go to theme and click on edit HTML, and let's copy our JavaScript, and we'll paste it just before the body ends. So right here we'll create a comment, and we'll paste our JavaScript right here, and then we'll also need to paste the CSS. So let's copy our CSS, and we'll scroll up, and here we have all our CSS. So after all this CSS, we will add our CSS right here, and we'll also add a comment, and we'll paste our CSS right here. Alright, now let's click on save theme. Alright, now let's go to one of our posts, and we'll edit the first post over here. And here, if you are in the compose mode, you have to go to the HTML mode. And just before our content starts over here, I'll just paste the gallery HTML. So let me just copy this gallery container division from here, and we'll just paste it over here. And now we have to change the image sources. So let's delete this line of code from here, and we'll click on insert image button, and we'll just choose our images. So these are all our images. Let's select all and click on open. Now let's select the first one and click on add selected, and we will select the original size and click on OK. And here we have the image. Let's just remove the anchor tag. We'll just keep the img. So that's it with the active image. Now for the first image in our gallery, we'll just select the same image and click on add selected, then click on OK, and we'll remove the anchor tag from here as well. Alright, now I'll do the same thing for all the images. Alright, we're done with the images. Now let's click on update. Now let's view our post. So this is our image gallery, and we have some problems over here. Let's click on an image and see whether the JavaScript is working. So the JavaScript is working alright. We have some issues with the CSS. So let's right click over here and inspect our page. And right away we can see that in the active image inside the img, the height is not working because it is overridden by this style over here, body item view post body container img. So if you disable this height, we can see that it works. Now we need to decrease the height a little bit. So we'll just decrease the height to say 95%. And we can see that when we remove this height auto from this style over here, our gallery works alright. Now what we can do is we can add a keyword called important. So if we just bring back this style, and for the height, after the value we will just type exclamation important. We can see that our style is now working alright. So we have to add this important keyword in our styles. Now let's hover over the images, and the images are not working as expected. So let's right click over here and inspect, and this is the image. And here we can see here also we have this height auto being applied. So our height 100% is not working over here as well. So we need to add the important keyword over here. So we'll type exclamation important. And now we can see everything is working alright. So let's make these changes in our styles. So let's go to theme and go to edit HTML. And let's scroll to where our styles are written. So here are our styles. Now let's add the important keyword over here in the gallery image img. And we also need to add it in the active image. Alright, now let's click on save. And let's refresh our page. And we also need to set the height to 94%. So we'll set this to 94% and we'll click on save theme. Now let's refresh our page once more. And now we can see everything is working alright. So this is how you add a custom image gallery to your Blogger website. So that's basically it for this video. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comments below, and click on the like button if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe to this channel to get the latest video updates. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice day.